Hi everyone. So I see people are joining in. Hi Samya. So thank you all for joining me today in this Facebook Live session. I'm really happy to be connecting with all of you. I hope all of you are doing, all of you are safe and doing well in this, in these strange times. Hi Pooja. And I'd like to thank Booked for Books for giving me this opportunity to connect with all of you. So, I'm Shalini P. Saukar. I'm an author. I've written three books that is, The Murder of Jay Shekhar, Confessions of an IT Employee, and my latest book, When I Find You. So today I'll be sharing a little bit about my books and my journey as an author, and I'll be reading out a passage from my latest book, When I Find You, for you guys. And you guys can feel free to ask me anything that you would like to know about me or about my books and about writing, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. So without further ado, I think I'd like to read a passage from my latest book called When I Find You for you guys. It was released on May 2nd, by Shrishti Publishers and Distributors. And it's a short thriller that will keep you at the edge of your seat. So I have the Kindle app downloaded on my phone, and I'll be reading a passage from When I Find You from my phone. This is the book that I'll be reading from. Nikhil, mid-air, 8:40 p.m., Monday. My heart raced as the rear wheels hit the ground with a slight jerk and sped across the runway. I held the armrest and let out a sigh. My co-passenger on the flight was pushing her palm against the back of the front seat for support. The resemblance was uncanny. Chopped hair, soft skin, dusky complexion, and in her early 20s, she was so much like someone I knew. She was wearing a fluorescent top, her shapely legs held in flimsy tights. My breath hitched. I clenched my jaw and averted my gaze. I couldn't lose my focus now. Not when I was so close. Indigo 2375 from Delhi landed in Kempegowda International Airport in Bengaluru on Monday at 8:55 p.m. The pilot announced that the outside temperature was 24 degrees Celsius, with a prediction of heavy rainfall at midnight. I looked at the grounds and the airport lit with foggy lights. It was not my first time in Bengaluru. I had come here on business earlier. In a way, even today, I have come here on business. Personal business. It began to drizzle as I stepped outside. I pulled my suit jacket close and buttoned it. I smelled the familiar fragrance of wet mud and concrete as I walked out of the terminal gates. I slowed for a moment to scan the sea of men holding placards at the exit and walked to mine without hesitation. "Mr. Nikhil Arora?" he inquired in a heavy accent as I tried to hand him my briefcase. But he continued to stare at me with his crooked smile. "Yes," I barked impatiently. So we can see that Nikhil caught last-minute flight from Delhi to Bengaluru on a personal mission. But that is only the beginning. Will his journey bear fruit, or be an utter waste of time? Meanwhile, Vidya is meddling in matters she ought not to interfere in. Can love be delusional? With dark secrets buried deep, who will win in this battle of wits? You'll have to read the book When I Find You to find out. And I'm very happy to be sharing this with you. I'm truly grateful to have received a cover review from the New Indian Express, which says that the story plays like a movie in your mind, and it's an absolute shocker. And I'd be very happy if you guys give it a read and tell me your thoughts about it. It's available on Amazon Kindle, so you guys can read it even during the lockdown period. And you guys can feel free to ask me anything that you would like to know, and I'll be happy to answer them. Meanwhile, I'd like to share a little bit about my other books, that is The Murder of Jay Shekhar and Confessions of an IT Employee. So, The Murder of Jay Shekhar is also a thriller with a reveal in the end. It's set in the Indian cities of Goa, Ramnagar, and Bengaluru. It's a murky tale of lost love, jealousy, and murder. And my other book, that is Confessions of an IT Employee, is a novel. It is. So Renuka says I'm going to read this book. Thank you, Renuka. Savneet asked me, which is your favorite genre as a reader? As a reader, I like to pick up, I don't stick to one genre. I like to read books from all genres. But a recurring genre, I would say, would be, thrillers. I love reading thrillers and fantasy. And so these are some of my favorite genres as a reader. So let me tell you a little bit about Confessions of an IT Employee. It's a contemporary Indian fiction. So Confessions of an IT Employee is a tale of self-discovery. It's it's about battling societal norms, overcoming depression, discovering one's passion, and finding the courage to follow one's heart. If one had a long lost dream of achieving something, or honing their creative skills, they could begin today and create the life that they want, despite their current situation, such as a day job, relationship issues, an overprotective family, or an overbearing boss. And this is the story of 4 such engineers, Sanchita, Alisha, Bhumaja, and Nishant, who are in search of their true selves. And I can tell you a little bit about the characters of this book. That is, Sanchita is constantly misunderstood employee. She's battling to make her choices between her profession and her passion. Nishant is someone who is, he's a very happy-go-lucky. And Bhumajam is another character of this book, and she's a village girl who's trying to, lose her inhibitions to fit into the urban crowd. But does she get over her inhibitions and find the love that she's seeking, or does it leave her with an identity crisis? Alisha is someone who's living in romantic bliss. She plans to move to another country with her boyfriend. But what if fate pulled the rug from under her feet? Can love and friendship survive in the corporate battle for ratings? Can one lose their integrity to achieve their dreams? You'll have to read the book Confessions of an IT Employee to find out. And all my books are available on Amazon Kindle, so you guys can read them during the lockdown period and tell me your thoughts about them. So I'll leave it to you guys. You guys can ask me anything that you would like to know, and I'll be happy to answer. Renuka says, I'll read your books one by one. Thank you, Renuka. Savneet asked me, have you suffered a mental block? Writer's block. Okay. So, yes, I've not suffered a mental block, but I have, suffered from writer's block from time to time. And I'd like to say that, it's not something to be afraid of. It's not a permanent state of mind. Or a permanent condition. It's just a hitch in your path, and one can get past it quite easily. One of the ways of getting over writer's block is through journaling. Once you start writing in your diary, write down all your thoughts, positive, negative, anything that comes to your mind, and it'll help you clear your mind, and then you can go back to writing your fiction very easily. And I also find it that people, you might feel really afraid just before you start writing. You have these crazy ideas in your mind, and you think it's going to be an amazing novel, but just before you sit down to write the story, you might feel a little blocked. And you don't have to send out your first copy. You don't have to get everything right in the first. The first draft is just about putting all your thoughts on paper, and then you can go back and refine it. Hi everyone. Sorry, I think my phone got stuck. It just hung, and the connection got disturbed. I hope you can see me now. Yes, okay. So yeah, sorry for that interruption. Renuka says, good to see you back. Yes, sorry for that interruption. I think my phone just got heated up, and it just disconnected. And I couldn't see the comments. I could just see 5 comments in the past live, but I think there were a lot of questions. So could you please send in your questions again, and I'd be happy to answer them. Patel says hi. So I think we were talking about writer's block, right? I think the best way to get over writer's block is to, start journaling all your thoughts on in your diary, and once you start journaling, it'll just help you, have the habit of writing every day, and it'll help clear your thoughts, and you can write your fiction better. Renuka asked me, have you ever published your book with HarperCollins? No, I have been published by Shrishti Publishers and Distributors and Kalamos Literary Services. Pooja asked me, where do you find your inspiration? So I find my inspiration from, different sources. Sometimes a conversation with a friend on a phone, can inspire me to come up with a storyline. The places that I've traveled to have had a deep impact on me and on my writing. So there's something that, places definitely inspire me to write. And incidents and from my own life, hardships from my own life and the people around me have inspired me to write. The inspiration for The Murder of Jai Shekhar, you may call it cliched, but it was a trip to Goa that inspired me to write Murder of Jai Shekhar. It's a fictional story, but I found my inspiration from the place. I think the place itself inspired me to write the story, and so you can find descriptions of Goa, Ramnagar, and Bangalore in Murder of Jai Shekhar. And my latest book, that is When I Find You, for that, I had always wanted to create characters that get darker and darker as the story progresses. And I have always wanted to create, protagonists, not your everyday kind of protagonists. I always wanted to have unconventional protagonists, and a very unsuspecting character that you would not guess to be the lead character. And that was the inspiration behind the characters for my story When I Find You. Also, the plot for the story was, there was this scene related to IPSA that came to me first. And then I thought of the backstory and what happens afterwards. And I can't tell you what scene it is because it's one of the major scenes in the book, and I would be unveiling the plot if I said it. So, and once I started writing When I Find You, I realized that I needed to tell the story from, two different point of views and from two different locations. And so the timeline part of it came into the picture. And I think the timeline just helped, in increasing the thrill or pace of the story. So that was the inspiration behind When I Find You. Uh, Rishabh asked me, which is your next project? So I'm working on a couple of thriller short stories. This time I'm planning for them to be a series. And, so you guys can read it back to back. And also I'm working on a thriller novel. It's too early to be talking about them, but yeah, these are my next projects. So you guys can ask me anything that you would like to know about me or my writing. And Prabhat asked me, how about films? I would love for my stories to, get converted to films, and I would love to write for screen as well. So if I get the opportunity, I'll definitely do it. Renuka Chahal says, keep going, and she sends me a heart. Thank you, Renuka. Uh, which character, Pooja asked me, which character from your own novel can you go along with personally? Um, there's this character called Sanchita in my book, Confessions of an IT Employee. And I think I relate to Sanchita the most because, she had this childhood dream of becoming a writer, and she also worked in the IT industry. So she's someone that I relate to the most from my stories. Uh, so Booked for Books asked me, who is your favorite author? Uh, it's That's a very tough question. I like so many different authors. I don't have a particular favorite author. I think my childhood favorite author would be J.K. Rowling and Enid Blyton, and my all-time favorite author would be Sidney Sheldon, Dan Brown, Jeffrey Archer, and I also enjoy reading Paula Hawkins, and Neil Gaiman. So Adarsh asked me, is it tougher to start off the story or end one? Um, that's a very interesting question. So it really depends on the just before you start, it can be, sometimes it can be a little difficult to start, like you have the entire idea in your mind but you don't know where to start from. So it can be a little tricky to start, but once you start and the story starts flowing, and sometimes the ending is easy to find. I've already thought of it before starting the story, but sometimes it requires some time for me to write the story and let it sit for some time and then figure out what is the ending. uh, Sarfaraz asked me, ebooks or paperbacks? uh, I like both. I enjoy reading from both. Uh, Ebooks are faster to read. I don't have to wait to go and get the book from the store. So, and nowadays, due to lockdown, I prefer reading ebooks. Renika says, I missed hard copies. Yes, definitely. I miss paperbacks and hard copies too. Uh, Hope the situation gets better and we can all all our favorite bookshops open, and we can all go get paperbacks from. Sarfaraz, tell us how you construct your characters. So, some of my characters are based on character traits from real life people. Of course, the entire character is not based on any real life person, but certain traits that I like in people, I pick it up, and so each character is like a mix of 3 or 4 character traits that I've picked up from people that I have met. Um, and it takes quite some time to I let the character run in my mind for a couple of days before I start writing about the characters. um, so Pooja asked me, how much time do you take to complete a novel? So a novel takes about a year or a year and a half to complete, because I let the idea run in my mind for quite some time before I actually start writing it. And I don't plan the entire story before writing it. I need to have a strong idea of where each character is going, and what is the outline of the story. Sometimes I add in more characters as and when I write, and I plan each chapter as and when I go, as and when I write. I don't pre-plan I don't pre-plan all the chapters. I just have a basic outline of the story and go about it. And it takes me around a year and a year and a half to complete a novel. Short stories take me like several weeks to finish, but even though even if I finish the short story in a couple of weeks, it takes me I let the story simmer for some time, so that when I go back to the story after a month or two, I realize that there's certain angles to the story that I hadn't considered before, and I look at it from a different perspective. And once I know that there's nothing in the story that can surprise me anymore, and I've added in everything that I wanted to tell about the story, only then I send the story out. So even short stories take me about 1 or 2 months to complete. Uh, so once the entire short story clicks like a picture in my mind, that's when I know everything is tying up correctly, and I can send it out. Renuka says, tough situation is going on. I hope it will get over soon, and I want to buy a lot of books, literally missing the fragrance of pages. Absolutely. Yes, it is a very difficult time that we're going through. And yes, it would be lovely to have, paperbacks and the smell of paperbacks again. But I'm glad that technology is still helping us discover more books through in the form of ebooks. Uh, Otherwise, it would be really boring to be stuck at home and not being able to read anything. Pooja asked me, "Are you a full-time author?" Yes, I am a full-time author. I worked in the IT industry for a couple of years, about 2 to 3 years, before I moved into full-time writing. And from 2017, I have been a full-time writer. So it's been 3 years. Uh, so you guys can ask me anything else that you would like to know uh, about my stories. Uh, so, how often do you write? Um, I try to write every single day. at least just in my diary. Um, so when I'm writing a novel, I continuously write for a year, you know. But when I'm not working on a novel, I write at least about one story in one or two in a month, and I write a couple of scenes every single day. So I write at least 500 pages, 500 words every single day. And Savneet asked me, any suggestions for aspiring writers. So I would say read a lot of stories. Read a lot of books from different genres. Read books spanning different decades, from different countries, different cultures, and the more books you read, the more you'll understand about the structure of story writing, and you'll realize there are different ways to tell one story, and then you can start figuring out what is your style of writing, what is your voice, what's your story or your characters, and what do you feel most comfortable writing in, what structure you feel more comfortable writing in, and what is the what point of view will give the perfect edge to your story. And so I would ask you to read a lot of stories, and also make a habit of writing every day, even if it is just in your diary. Make a habit of writing every single day, so when you get good ideas, you can always start writing fiction. And also I would ask you to keep a book of ideas. You'll think that you're going to remember all your ideas, but when you sit down, you may not be able to recall them at all, and you may feel stuck. You won't know what to write about. So note down all your ideas. It need not be just in a book. You can note it down on your laptop, or there's so many apps on your phone where you can note down, where you can take notes. So make sure you store all your ideas. And one more thing I'd like to say is that chase your curiosity. Find out what it is that makes you curious, and just keep digging in deeper and deeper, and you're going to find your plot. So Sashra says, good to see you. Thank you. Rishabh asked me, self-publishing or publisher route. So all my stories have been traditionally published, and so I would say yes, definitely traditional publishing is it's a good route to take. Prabha, how important is traveling for an author? It's really, really important for an author to travel. Places are a huge source of inspiration, and you can find in my stories that you're able to relate to most of the places, because I've actually traveled to places, and I've written from a place of experience, and places have this quality of making you feel something when you're there. So that that's really important for an author to travel to different places, and to of people, because places and people are what inspire are what yeah. I hope you're able to see me now. So yes, if you've not traveled to places and you still want to write about a place, then you will have to do intensive research. Read about that place, read travel magazines of that place, read up travel blogs on Google, and know about the place completely before you write about it. So even if you haven't traveled, you need to have that sense of you're able to picturize the place correctly. Then you can write about it. So you guys can ask me anything else that you would like to know about my writing or stories. Um, any memorable experience? So yes, all the places that I've traveled to various different countries, and all of them have have somehow been a part of me after I've come back from there. So yes. But for my books, I would say, Goa is a place that inspired me. Ramnagar is a place that inspired me. Bangalore is a city that I live in, so that has been, in most of my stories. I've traveled to Delhi and Jaipur and Pune, and they have inspired me in my stories, and they can be seen in most of my stories. Um, Akshat asked me, "Do you think authors should be political?" I personally don't write anything political, but it depends on the genre that the author likes to write about. So there are many authors that write political fiction and non-fiction. So yeah, I don't think there's any particular genre that a writer shouldn't write about. So it depends on personal choice. Renuka asked me, "Are you a mountain person or a beach person?" Beach person, definitely. I just like to sit and watch the sea and shores and. Savneet asked me, "Have you ever thought of writing young adult or rom com?" My novel Confessions of an IT Employee is, you could say, it is young adult, and it's a comedy, so it is a rom com, and it talks about the all the insecurities and the situations that teenagers and people in their 20s go through. Savneet says, "I'm gonna buy it." Thank you, Savneet. I'd be waiting to hear your thoughts on the story. Renika says, "Probably then you're going to Goa after all this corona thing." Maybe, maybe. So, yes, you guys can ask me one last question, and we'll get done. We'll close the session with that. Renika says, "See you there." Yes, see you. So you guys want to know, anything else? You can ask. Who is your Akshat asked me, who is your favorite actor? Uh, okay, my all-time favorite actor is Shah Rukh Khan, and lately I've watched a lot of Ayushmann Khurrana movies and Vicky Kaushal movies. So yeah. All right, I think I had a wonderful time speaking with all of you. Um, and I'd like to thank Book for Books again for giving me this opportunity to come to go live and speak with all of you. I hope all of you are safe, and your loved ones are safe, and you stay well. Uh, So Renuka asked me, when will you come live again? I hope I can come live again soon, and thank you so much. I had a wonderful time to be speaking with all of you. Stay safe and yeah, see you soon again.